Welcome everybody to another episode of Conversation with OGs. I'm Meatball.
I'm Chris.
I'm Dre.
And today we're going to be talking about women choosing finances over relationships. What that look like to you, Dre?
Well, I look at that as a time for women liking to come up. So we came up back in the day and they had a saying because of gold digger, sack chaser, all that. Just modernized, it's the same thing. Woman is going to choose her finances over a relationship every time. Even if she chooses her relationship is based off finances. Meaning the man she date, this man got to be stable. He got to be able to take her out. He got to have a certain type of car. He got to dress a certain type of way. And 9 times out of 10, when that all comes to an end, if he ever have a phase in his life where it's tight, or he's unemployed, or he's struggling, 9 times out of 10, she's gone.
What look like to you, Chris?
Well, I feel that, like you say, men call females gold diggers and all that. But what type of female are you looking for? You going after the female that wants you for what you got. Most of the time, that's why you get what you get. So you're not gonna get nothing better if that's all you're looking for. If somebody that's interested in you because you have toys or a kit, or as you call it, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to be like, oh, he got this. Because you know that's gonna be something easy for you to do.
So you're saying if a man got nice things, he's already targeted to that woman.
He's targeted for someone that doesn't have much, or they looking like, okay, let me see what I can get from him, because he got something. They're not looking at you as, okay, I want to get to know you. I want to see what you about. They looking at you as, what can I get from you? And then those be the women that y'all go for. And then those be the women that y'all talk about.
So you're saying basically if a guy have a couple dollars, he shouldn't mess with a poor chick.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying...
That's what it sounds like.
I'm not saying you shouldn't mess with a poor chick, because just because you have something today don't mean you're going to have it tomorrow.
Yeah, so if a guy got 2-3 cars...
But how you know what the female got?
Well, this is what you're saying.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, what you're saying. So if a man got... I'm just giving you a scenario. Mm-hmm. If a man got 2-3 cars, he got jewelry, mm-hmm. He got a couple of dollars, he's doing pretty good for himself, and he meet a woman that don't have a car, are you saying he's dating beneath his class and he shouldn't even date that kind of woman because she possibly date him for what he have?
No, I'm not saying she's dating him for what she have, but most men look at those women as something easy to do. You just said, yeah.
I think
under your breath.
I think all women are easy to do, but let me clarify that. I feel like a man with a kit, the tools, the cars, all that just get him first in line. I feel like this. I don't care if you're married, if you're dating, you got a girl, whatever. That woman body, that woman don't really belong to you. She only belong to you if she say, okay, you can have some or whatever. So pretty much a man is going, out his way, getting his toys and all that, so he can have his choice. It's like the pick of the litter. When you go buy a puppy from a puppy mill or whatever, a breeder, they're going to say, okay, well, which one do you want? You get your choice. It's the same thing with dating out here. If a man don't have any jewelry, no cars, or nothing going on for himself, y'all look past us, and we don't have our choice. So that's what make men go above and beyond to get stuff so they can be, they can be looked at, they can be looked at in a certain type of light. It's the same thing. It's like when a woman go get a BBL, when you go get your hair did, it's the same thing. You want to be looked at a certain way. Same thing with the men. So that's just a trade-off.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And when I think about women choosing finances over relationships, I look at like what women do to their kids' father. Mm-hmm. They choose the money because they thinking about what they can do with the money, mm-hmm. not knowing how that's being damaging to the father's lifestyle and the relationship with the child and the father, because he still got to pay his bills at his house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He still have responsibilities. And now when he come pick that kid up, kids don't understand. Damn, I just gave your mama a couple $100 for child support. I ain't got no money. Mm-hmm. They still want ice cream. Dad, let's go to the movies. So it's kind of almost embarrassing to be around your child when you broke. Mm-hmm. And I think women, they don't care. Once y'all break up, they don't care about the relationship y'all used to have or things that y'all done together. They like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get as much as I can from him today, and let him figure out how it works. So that's how I see it.
But that's if she even allow you to come pick the child up. You got a lot of women. They want child support money and they still don't want you to spend time with your kid. And then you got to do it the flip side of that. Sometimes this man don't even want this child, and he's okay. You're gonna take child support. That's okay. Take that money, but I'm not coming over here. I'm not picking this child up. So you got to look at that side of it. You got the both sides. The woman don't want the child to be around. Then you may have the man that don't even want to be in his child life because he didn't even want the child in the first place.
But before you lay down and had a child with this woman, I'm sure you knew what kind of person she was from the get-go to even put yourself in that position.
That's not true, because a lot of men and a lot of women have sex before they even know each other. Let's be realistic. A person, if it's probably a billion people out here that's done have one night stands. Mm-hmm. If you met somebody at a restaurant, you met somebody at the bar, and then y'all wind up having a one night stand, 9 times out of 10, y'all were both was intoxicated. It was a physical thing, and y'all never got to know each other.
And y'all never gonna know each other after that.
Yeah, but the thing is this: if I met a woman, we slept together, it's a one night stand. And I took her back to a big dumbass house, all these cars in the driveway, and she get pregnant. You think she about to have an abortion?
No, because
she like, hell no, this motherfucker got a 9-bedroom house. She's looking for the come up. You ain't even gotta have a 9-bedroom house. You can have a normal house and a normal car, and she's sleeping on somebody's couch. All she's seeing is the finances. She ain't think about no relationship.
So Dre, I agree with you. I think women, they don't value relationships like men. You know, if you owe a woman, she can't get that part. She can't get past that part. You owe me. So she gonna be on your head every chance she get about them couple dollars. Mm-hmm. It could be $20. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen my mama like that. You owe her $20. She calling you every other day for it. She riding down on you. Got that jet? It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? She want her money. Versus guys, you know what? We can talk about it. You know, let me know when can you give me a little something. When can you make some payments arrangements. We work with each other. Women ain't like that. They need that bread.
I just look at it like this. When you talking about owing money, I can take you telling me, like you say, having a conversation about it. If you say you're going to give it to me Friday, don't wait until Friday when you're supposed to give it to me to say, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking, you supposed to give my money that day. You know what I'm saying? That's a conversation that could have been, hey, it does happen, but let me know. Don't just go the whole day and don't say nothing. So you'll go the whole day and don't say nothing.
If I had giving it to you Friday.
And Friday come and you don't have it, let me know.
Child support snatch what I was giving you.
Let me know.
I got to let you know Friday when they snatch
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Let me know so I won't be like, okay, well, he dodging me. Just it's all about everything boils down to communication.
But see, women, the communication. Women ain't like men. You see, when you want your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure there's people out in the streets that owe Dre. There's people out in the streets that owe me. But even when we walked away from the street, we left the streets with people owing us. Mm-hmm. We can't go back and try to collect on them funds, but a woman will. She's still thinking, you owe me. You doing this now, but when I was doing this 20 years ago, you still owe. See, they don't understand. They don't understand how this stuff works.
I'm going to give you the switch to that. If you switch that around, she's going to be on your head for 100, 200, whatever it is. But when it's vice versa, don't be in a relationship with her, but because she going to feel like, oh, I'm your girl. I don't owe you anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the fucked up part about it.
I agree with what you're saying.
And that's crazy how your woman can come to you and borrow something from you.
And think she's not supposed to give it back.
And you know what?
Well, don't ask to borrow it. Ask if I can have it.
I've been in a relationship like that. And I think I loaned my girl $300. And the day before, she just being super friendly and won't have all this sex and stuff.
She knew she wasn't going to give it to you.
You know what? I said, it just seemed different. And I was like, because she owed me. She got to pay me that money tomorrow. Yeah, come the next day, she was all like, you really go take that money? Yeah, you really took it from me? If you take the money from me, what's wrong with me?
But if she would have asked you if she could have it and not borrow it, would that have been different?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. How you say things.
Well, because it depends. Because sometimes if a person come to you and they say, "Well, you know what? I want to borrow," whatever they want to do with it is none of your business.
Absolutely.
But if you telling me to give you something,
I need to know what you're doing with it.
I'm buying it, whatever you want for you. So I'm gonna ask what you finna do with the money.
Absolutely.
And I may disagree with it. So
I understand that.
It's a big
I might not
difference.
have all of it. I might have half or some towards it.
Well, if I don't agree with it, I ain't giving you nothing.
Oh,
Well, I feel like men and women shouldn't mingle funds at all. No loaning, no borrowing, all that, unless it's like a dire emergency. I have a complex with borrowing money. I really don't like to borrow money. So if I'm in a tight, if I call your phone, I'm fucked up or I done shot a move and my money tied up or anything. But I hate borrowing money. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like in a relationship, if you can go through a relationship without doing it, it's best not to do it. I learned through dating someone, and I put cars in her name, and we didn't work out. So now she owed me all these thousands of dollars. She want the cars back, but she don't want to give me my down payments back. Oh, I'm dealing with a new man, and he don't want another man riding around in some cars in my name. I said, well, give me my motherfucking money back. I done put down all these cars. And you can have these motherfuckers. Give me something back. I can't see you, when you go to the lot and get $5,000, $10,000 down on a car, and it don't work out, and the motherfucker want the car back. So I just walk away with nothing. So that taught me, put shit in your name. Don't use nobody else for their name. Try not to commingle funds.
But do you know what that would do for the relationship? Just because you got a new nigga, why the fuck is he all in your business?
Because he's trying to get something too.
Because he's going to ride that car.
That's right.
He's trying to get something too, and he probably can't get it because she's overextended herself getting you something.
But it tells you a lot about her.
That she
you know
just
what? Whatever we agreed on, it was an agreement. I put the money down.
And if it's a lease, when the lease is over, however, that's when it's over.
As long as I'm making my payments,
we ain't got nothing to talk about.
It ain't nothing to talk about these cars. So why in the fuck are you telling me about what your man said?
He shouldn't even know.
It ain't none of his business.
Absolutely.
I can see if I'm missing payments.
If you missing payments,
I shouldn't have been in the topic at all.
If you missing payments, then because she probably offered him, I put it in my name, or she offered him something that she can't produce on now because she already got something.
But the point that we making is she talking too much.
Absolutely, that ain't her. It ain't his business on what you got with somebody else.
If I got a house and the house is in your name, until I do something that's harmful to you or threatening to your credit or something. Why are you even bringing it up? If I'm making all my payments,
he should never know about it.
Well, our relationship didn't work. We still had an agreement.
Absolutely.
But see, women don't care about agreements when they get mad. You know what? When they trying to please another man, they don't care about the agreements they made with a man prior to. She worried about pleasing a new nigga.
You know what I think though? I don't even think it was another man. I think she thinking me and this man not about to be together. He about to be fucking hoes and all this shit and something in my name.
I don't want him riding around with another female in my car.
And something that's in my name. So that's. I mean,
but you shouldn't have did it in the first place because when y'all was together, he could be riding around with females in your car. So if that's how you feel about it, you shouldn't do it in the first place.
Yeah,
but think what that does to your relationship with her. You start looking at her like this bitch. You know, so you look at her different.
I looked at her different a long time ago.
In that situation, there might be somebody in the long run that might need you for something.
No, if a person,
you know what I'm saying?
If a person pull that Trump card on me, I ain't fucking with
But I'm saying, in the long run, she might have to spend the block and need you for something. Then you looking at her like, well, you just did this.
You can't double. No,
you can't double back. But I'm just saying, that's a character flaw. Absolutely.
So when a person sit up here, speaking on business that you shouldn't be speaking on, that's a character flaw. If you sitting up here, you want to try to hurt me because you're not having your way with me,
right.
You know what? That's a character flaw. Mm-hmm. If you want to sit up here and like I said, there's a lot of women out here that's damaging to their own kids just because they want to make a point to another person. Mm-hmm. That's a character flaw. Mm-hmm. You willing to hurt everybody around you just to make your point. To me, that's damaging and scary.
Yeah, because
you never know what to expect.
If you genuinely love a person or got love for them, I don't see you going into a situation where you trying to intentionally harm this person.
Yeah, I don't see you I don't see you letting that person get into a situation where they're financially Now, I'm not saying you got to take care of that person, but if you really have, you down for somebody, you're not going to let that person struggle.
Well,
But
I've
ain't no
never-
woman down for no man when he get fucked up.
They like
You know
this.
what? Once he get fucked up, or once he get into another relationship, she ain't down for you no
You know
more.
what, boy? I think she'll stay just long enough to see if he gonna fight back. I just say if a man going through hard times or whatever, I think she might give him 6 months just to see. You know what I mean? Is he gonna be able to bounce back? Because sometimes you gotta think we
that's
done
true.
been up and down, we done bounced back, and they, motherfuckers see it in you. As you said, you like this,
She waiting for the potential.
the potential. So can he bounce back? Can he be the guy that I met 5 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever the fuck?
But I'm not gonna treat you no less just because your money funny.
You say that, but y'all all do.
Don't I say that? So that's what I say. Don't say y'all.
So what about once
I'm not
this
gonna
man-
treat anybody
So
differently.
what about once
just 'cause
this
they money
man
funny.
leave you? Say like, you know what, he sees something in you, and he say, you know what, I don't deal with that. He go be with another woman.
And he up. That's happy for him.
So
I
you
ain't mad.
so you saying, you know what, you ain't gonna bring up none of them cars that's in your name?
No.
You ain't bringing up none of them
shit.
houses in your name?
I'm
You ain't
happy.
bringing up none. You
I
ain't gonna
ain't
run none of
bringing
them
up nothing.
credit
That ain't
cards
my
back.
business.
Them credit cards he got
that
that's in your
ain't
name.
none of my business.
So if he got a
Cancel
credit
them
card in your
motherfuckers.
name, you'll let him keep it.
No.
As long as you paying the bill.
Hell no.
I don't believe that shit.
She canceling
I'm
the
not
car,
canceling, no.
and she pushing she putting pressure on,
You ain't
like,
gonna
get
let him
that
keep
shit out
credit
my
card.
name.
Cause you gonna be thinking about how many women he taking to Victoria's
Hey,
Secret,
listen,
and I
I
know
don't
you'll
care.
be looking at the statements.
Yeah.
No.
You ever
I
go?
don't
You just
care.
took a chick. You just want to spend 500 at Victoria's Secret.
No.
Yeah, you'll be tripping.
Y'all
Yeah,
deal with some shallow females.
No, that's just how women are now.
That's
It's not all, but majority women. You talking about shallow? No, everything right now is me. It's me. Now, when I say me, not myself, but everybody's
thinking about
for self.
themselves.
Everybody is thinking for the
Everybody
come
is
up.
for self.
And how can I get to where I need to be quick as possible? And 9 times out of 10 is by using somebody else,
Yeah.
and that's the mindset of most women. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. I'm not saying all, but it's a lot of women. This is all they show. Soon as a man can walk up, an average Joe, oily and all that. Hey, baby, she gonna look like, get your dirty little cell phone. This man might be an engineer. He might own the
might own the shop.
establishment that she
Yeah.
in. But all she see, this man is dirty,
Dirty.
and I don't even want to have conversation with him. And then when she sees cleaned up, what type of car, or he's the owner of this establishment, all that changes. I saw it happen, and it's just being realistic. And that's why men buy their toys. I saw old man, old ass man in the vet the other day, and I be thinking how women be like, men be going through midlife crisis.
Women do
Old
too.
motherfuckers be trying to get young women because they know young women gonna make them happy, and that's why they don't mind spending the money and all that. That's just what it is.
And I think the reason why young women are attracted to material things is because they haven't had their opportunity
To experience that.
to get it yet.
Right.
So everybody want to hurry up and get to the top quick. So the best thing is for a young chick to do is to fuck with an older nigga. I think young women should fuck with older niggas. I think if a chick 20 years old, if she was smart, she'll fuck with a nigga that's 30 years old. If a chick, 30 years old, she should fuck with a nigga that's 40 years old because he should have more than you. He's been on this earth longer than you. He should have more than you.
When I was 27, I was dealing with somebody, he was 42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? He was teaching you things.
Absolutely.
But
I
he
learned a
what he
lot.
want too.
Yep. I learned a lot from him.
He looking at like, okay, I got this young girl, she would listen, and at the same time, I could jangle-lang the mess out of her. You know what? Ain't no hold up, ain't no stop. You taking whatever he dishing because you like him, you want to please him, and you want to show him you a big girl.
But with that being said, I don't feel like just because a man or a woman is older that they should just date or be messing around. I feel like it's still some type of sense of stability, maturity should come with that. If you're gonna sit here and if you're a younger woman and you decide to deal with an older man, you got to make sure this older man got his head on right. You know what I mean? He's
Because he can steer you in the wrong direction.
Yeah, because if he fucked up just because he older, don't mean that he fucked up.
You
on a
gonna be
fucked
fucked
up path, you just gonna get to your fucked up path even quicker. So that's my only take on that, though.
Well, a younger guy, in my opinion, is rarely more mature than an older guy.
True.
So I'm going off the age thing. It's just so people can get a little better
Visual
understanding.
level, right.
Because if you're 20 years old and you dating a 21, 22-year-old, he's actually beneath you. You know what I'm saying? 20, 21, 22, as far as maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Women mature quicker than men. So if y'all the same age, it's a good chance she's going to outgrow him in a couple years.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm saying the age, you know what I'm saying? If you look at, how old a woman should be when she's dating a man, they say 5 years. A 20-year-old should date a 25-year-old because that's kind of where the balance at. So it's the same thing. I'm saying 30 because I remember when I was 30 years old, I was 10 years older than my kid's mom, and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? I still had my games in me. I could still bullshit her a little bit. I could still get some shit over her a little bit because I've been on her for look. She wasn't up on my shit.
Absolutely. She wasn't up on, you was more experienced also.
There you go. So I believe that. And I'm going to tell you this though too. Can you imagine a female family member that you owe? If you owe a female family member, dude, if you supposed to gave her the money on the first, by the third, she ain't told everybody in the family your motherfucking business. Oh, he owed me, didn't pay me. You know what? I can't wait to see him. I'm gonna sit up and tell his ass something. You'll be like,
that ain't nobody's business.
It only been 2 days, 3 days past today. How do everybody know? See, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people.
That's what women want to do. They want to be damaging all the freaking time. How can you want to be damaging? Or why you just don't give me a call? Say, well, you know what happened to the first? I was in a hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on, but see, women be so quick to jump to a negative conclusion
instead of thinking positive or just calling and find out what's the problem.
Men don't do that. A man to come to your house, knock on your door, man, everything all right? You know what I'm saying? They give you a call. You know what happened, brother? I didn't hear from you. You know what I'm saying? We do things differently.
Yeah.
So
most women move off emotion anyway.
And that's why you don't want to fuck with no woman as far as finances.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for these men that goes into business with these women because it's like a ticking time bomb. You know what I'm saying? She's going to get into her feelings. As soon as you do something
that she dislike or she don't agree with.
Feelings.
Yeah.
And but see, feelings change.
But you have some men that move off emotions also. So
we talking about the woman. Now I'm pretty sure you got some sensitive men that do that, but that's not a man trait.
Yeah, it definitely is not.
So when you got a man being a man and a woman being a woman, usually they're going to crash. You know, and I feel really bad for men that try to build a business with their woman. That's sad because you got to think she always worrying about what everybody else think. Other people's in her head, and she trying to please other people
instead of pleasing you.
He looking at it like, well, this is a business, baby. We got to make money first. She thinking about spending money.
Before
He thinking about making money because he understands
you got to spend money in order to make it.
Well, you want to spend the money as you make it.
Absolutely.
You don't want to keep digging in your pocket and create a hole that you can't get out of. Because you still got overhead. So women don't think like that. Well, you know what? We need to go ahead and get all new mirrors in here. And you look up, that's another 3,000
that you in the hole.
Yeah.
And you ain't made no money.
Then he's talking about, you know what? Okay, now we need to get new chairs. You want to spend another $2,500 in chairs. The chairs that you had work just fine. You know, wait 3-4 months, then buy some more chairs.
Make some money. Make a profit first.
But women don't think like that. So I think women are terrible business partners.
I feel like they can be business partners with each other because they can understand each other. But as far as like in a relationship, I've never did business legally with a woman, so I don't, you know what I mean? I don't think I would be really into that. That ain't my lane because my thing is like with a woman. Even if she's not, if let's say she's the minority, you're the majority of this business, she still wants you to explain everything to her like she's, the majority owner. And my thing
But if y'all in a partnership together, then it's 50-50, right? Regardless. No?
Majority means I may be 51, she's 49.
So you're not going to tell her what's going on?
Well, he closed the deal.
The thing is this. I feel like if just say like if I got a business going, just say if I'm selling furniture. I start dating you and I'm bringing you in and say, you know what, we're going to open a second store. If whatever I was doing was already successful and I include you in, Why do I gotta run everything past you?
You
When it
just
was
run past me what I put in on.
when it was already
Well,
successful.
no.
But that ain't how
I
women
think
feel.
you misunderstanding. If you buy into
A
his
business.
business,
A
well, let's just say his
franchise.
business,
Mhm.
and he's 51 and you 49, yeah, you have a voice at the table.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to making a call, he's
has
the
to-
majority.
yeah.
You don't have to
So the
say.
majority, is going to go his way, but you is a voice at the table.
So my opinion count a little
Your
bit.
opinion
Well,
count,
your
but
opinion
it's
count
all
a
about
whole
if I
lot.
accept it.
But it's all about a decision got to be made.
Mhm.
Now, when you talking the percentage, that's the money,
Mhm.
man. So you almost 50-50 as far as the profits.
Mhm.
But if he's saying, well, you know what? This store ain't making no money, and we
ain't
got
got
to
no
shut
money.
our doors. You can't say,
I want
well,
my money back.
I'm 49, and I say keep them open. He's looking at it from a financial. He gonna say, no, we go.
That's a win.
Now, what you can do is buy me out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
If you want to keep the store open.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But see, most women, in my opinion, like even when I was younger,
I look at it like this. Most women might want to contribute, but they don't want to do the work. They want to put a little bit in, and once they see, they gonna make a little bit off of it, they cool with that. But once they see everything going down, then they want their money back. More than likely.
I'm gonna go even further than that. A woman think because she buy into a business
that it's hers.
No, well, now she thinking that you know what, we the same. But see, with the man, he knows I'm gonna be the one with the screwdriver in my hand. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be the one doing the extras. But you know what? Yeah, she might be standing there watching me work. Mm-hmm. But see, to me, that's not enough. Mm-hmm. If I was going into a business with a woman, you know what? It's going to be more like 40-60. Mm-hmm. Because I know I'm gonna be doing more on the back end than what we talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you may have came with the money. But that ain't enough.
Yeah.
Because when it come time, when they calling, the hot water tank leaking, you gonna call me. Well, can you go over there and see what's going on? That's extra.
Yeah.
I can't sit up here and charge you for that because we're partners. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go into business knowing. I ain't never seen a woman go over there and say, well, you know what? The toilet is bagged up. I'll take care of it. I ain't never seen a woman saying, you know what, something going on with the electricity, I'll take care of it. She always instantly calls the male and want the male to resolve the problem. But when the money comes, she want to say, well, we 50-50. Mm-hmm. You never said nothing about 50-50 when all them problems going on that you had shot me over there.
Because that's labor. You call any company contractor, they're going to charge you. So by me being an owner, I got to go over there and make sure this is up and running. So I don't get paid for that. So I definitely understand that part right there.
And I'm going to tell you this. When we was talking about, relationships and business, and from my experience, see, these women is confrontational. Most of the time, women, their business doesn't do good because they want to win every argument. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They want to win, whatever problem come up. They want to talk about what they think and how they feel. And listen, it ain't about that. This is the customer. Mm-hmm. We go sit up here and lose 15%, but look what we still making something versus you sitting up here and want to chew the customer out because you feel you right. Now we lost a customer. Now we ain't getting no repeated business. Mm-hmm. So I have a problem, and from what I have seen, even with my kids' mom, sometimes you don't know when to shut the fuck up. You talk yourself right out of some money.
I looked at a video probably like 2 days ago. I don't know if y'all saw it. A girl got her hair did and tried to run out on the bill. It was like $150. And the shop lady took the little girl, drug her into a room on her knees, like drug her. Mm-hmm. So now the video went viral. Now, my thoughts is this. Yeah, she tried to get off on a $150 hairdo. You done drug this woman across the little girls. The girl's like 15 years old. Drug her across the floor. Think about all the money she lost because one,
that's viral now, so people not gonna come to you.
People not coming. Mm-hmm. And secondly, this is somebody's child, so it's a lawsuit coming. If not a lawsuit, somebody might want to do something to you. Mm-hmm. Just imagine that, dog. Your daughter, you seen your daughter get it, she left her money or wallet at home. Or just say if she ain't had the money and you see this shit done went viral, this lady done drug your daughter across the floor by her hair. Hey, I don't give a fuck.
And if her mama was coming to pick her up,
running towards the door?
Her mama was coming to pick her up, and her mama had the money.
They didn't show that part. They just showed the lady grab her by the hair
and drug her from one room to the other
room. Mm-hmm.
So it's not enough information.
It's not enough information, but
Well, but you put your hand on a minor, that's automatically bad. You know what I'm saying? But see, what I would have done, I would have restrained her. We talking $150, and I put in that labor. Right. So I wouldn't have abused the child, but I would most definitely. You can't leave.
And at 15 years old, you should have been like, well, you need to call your mama. Somebody needs to come up here and get my money. You can't go nowhere.
But see, I'm not gonna put my hand on again. We dealing with a woman. Mm-hmm. She ain't finna take no losses. Oh, you owe me $150,
and she moved off the emotions.
Her thing was, you bested. You gonna give me mine.
Now that one incident probably didn't cost her hundreds of dollars. That $150 wasn't nothing that you was probably going to lose. Now you done lost.
Now you talking. Now you talking jail time.
Yeah, that's a minor.
Lawyers, court dates. But see, that comes from not thinking.
Mm-hmm. You got to think before you react.
You can't just do what you want to do. And I keep going back. Even Dre, I'm gonna go back to when we was in the streets. I made it my business. I don't do business with women. I didn't do. If you remember back, I never did business with a woman. Because they're terrible. They're terrible business partners. You know what? They always gonna try to give you some type of sex for money off, or try to give you some sex for something, and or once you let me hold something. They always got some type of scheme to me.
I see. I was the exact opposite. I did business with women, but I always did business with women that was ugly. I wasn't attracted to. So you can't get me anything. I did do business with one chick that was, maybe I was kind of attracted to, and we was messing around, but it was an issue with the money at one time.
See?
And outside of that, I learned my lesson. It take me one time, never do business with somebody you're sleeping with or you even had sex with once, because now they feel like, okay, if I owe you $100, I'm only gonna give you $60 because we've been physical. You know what I mean? So deal with all, not anything business, illegal or legal. The choices is better for a person to deal with somebody they're not attracted to. That way it's always going to be platonic.
See, I understand how a woman always trying to use that vagina to negotiate with. You know what I'm saying? You always, that's like the wild card for them or something. You want to whip that raggedy vagina, put that raggedy vagina on the table and be like, well, what about, you give me this and I'll do this for you. You'll be like, listen, man, just give me my money.
But that's how it is now, though. That's how it's set up now. It goes, it's everything is about what you got, how can you help me, and what I'm going to give you in exchange. I don't care. A woman can say they looking for a relationship, they looking for companionship, they looking to they soulmate, all these stories. But the whole thing is this: how can you benefit me? And what's the trade-off? This is what I'm going to give you. Like we talked about a while ago, a person say, okay, me being your girlfriend, your wife, I'm going to help you with your paperwork. I'm going to do the stuff that you don't want to do. And I deserve 50%. No, I'm not giving you 50% for reading no goddamn paperwork and making doctor's appointments and all that. It take me 5-10 minutes to do that.
For free.
So you deserve everything? No.
No, you get somebody and you pay them hourly. I want an employee. That's right. I'm going to pay you hourly, so when you mess up, I'm going to fire you. Mm-hmm. But when you bring in your woman as in to help you out, she know all your business.
That's why I say she knows.
So now, she know how much money coming in. She know, damn, what happened to that account? Whatever. What happened to that money from this and that? So if you do got something on the side, you go tell on yourself. Because she got documentation of every penny. And you better believe she going to be pocket watching.
Why was he at the such and such hotel?
She paying your credit card bill. She know everything you doing. I would not let my woman work for me. I'm going to hire me somebody. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep my business. I dated a woman and she all like, you know what, so why you and your baby mama always doing? Because she's business minded. She know how to handle business. I just don't sleep with her. Mm-hmm. We not good in a relationship, but she do decent business. But the other women, if you sleeping with them, they don't know nothing about business. I had this one female told me, I want to get a building. I'm gonna rent out of it. I'm going to have a resale shop out of it. And
how big the building?
See, they don't think about that.
She's trying to do all that out of one building.
What you think you gonna have a three commercial stack
That's
building?
what
But you know how tacky that look?
Yeah.
You gotta resell here.
That's too many signs on one place.
Well, it's too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then a man know I gotta see if you wanted me to invest in you, I gotta see how you make
business
money.
plan. Yeah.
If you selling hair and you got the same hair you had 6 months ago,
You ain't
but
doing
you
a good
telling
job.
me you want me to help you get a building, I'll be a goddamn fool to help you get a
Just
building.
Sell that offline.
You don't even know how to
Sell
make
that-
no money.
Yeah. Because evidently the hair you got ain't going nowhere.
Well, if you can't sell hair out your basement, what
You
make you
can't
think you
sell
can
out
sell
the
out of a building?
With no overhead.
There you go. So what you gonna do? You finna go into a hole, and anybody with
And
financial
you're going to be
sense,
closed in 30 days.
well, you'll most definitely be closed
Yeah.
6 months.
You're going to be closed in 30 days because
Yeah.
you're not used to paying lights, gas, water, all this extra stuff somewhere
Well,
else.
see, anybody when they're excited and motivated, you'll pull the money for the first month or two. You're gonna start feeling it 3 and 4 months.
Absolutely. And
So
then
now you go well,
grand opening is grand closing.
6 months. The doors are shut because now that light bill DT ain't working with you no more.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm talking about that landlord. He ain't working with you no more. And I always tell a person, you know, if a man was gonna look out for a female, don't buy her no goddamn building. If anything, put the money up for her at least and see what she'll do. Remember, I always say, I'm gonna sit up here and see what a woman do.
Mm-hmm.
Once I see what she do, then I'll move forward. But if you sit
I need
up
to see
here,
what you're doing on your
that's
own before
right.
I invest.
I
Absolutely.
want to see what
There's
you
nothing
gonna
wrong
do
with
for
that.
I
yourself
don't give a
first.
fuck how much money I got. I'm not buying no buildings and building motherfuckers up or none of that shit because I know they wouldn't do it for me. That's just my opinion, bro. I've never had a woman call me say, "Get dressed, get sexy. I'm taking you out." I've never had a woman pull up with a back seat full of gifts and shit just because and none of that shit. So no, stop. Men gotta stop doing that because you can't keep catering to motherfuckers that's not catering to you, bro. This shit done got worse generation after generation, dog. Think about it. That started that shit in the early 80s. Motherfuckers tricking and blowing money and doing all this bullshit for women, and now we in 2025 and that shit is at a ultimate high. Think about when all the motherfuckers got the scam money, buying women cars and $100,000 chains, all type of shit. I just was at when I went and had the lenses changed in my Cartiers at Greenfield Plaza a couple months back. Guys had a girl in there trying on diamond chains and she looked like a Coney Island chick all day. He should have been buying her Coney Island. He in there gonna give him them few dollars down on it, and I come through later on and take care of the rest. And I'm looking like, dog, she ashy, she dusty, and you buying diamond chains.
Those the ones that get
Motherfuckers
everything.
taking women out of brackets. You taking a Coney Island motherfucker, then you gonna put her on this high ass level, and then if it don't work out, the next motherfucker not doing it.
Yeah,
She
but Dre,
back to the
he could
Coney
be a
Island.
Coney Island ass nigga.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, man, like when you go back to that
Can't judge
that
a book
money,
by its cover.
I remember everybody was walking around with 50, 60,000 in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think, just because this dude got money, that don't mean he know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean he know how to get
Because
money.
a lot of them, they had money
He
then
just
and they
got
got
money
pocket
one
pissing it
time.
out.
A lot of these niggas only got money one time in their life and they'll never get money again.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's true.
So you gotta think, when I see a guy, I remember them guys with the they had got Lamborghini trucks.
Mm-hmm.
These guys had all kind of shit. And I'm thinking like, damn, 2 months ago, this nigga was walking.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can drop down 70, 80,000 on a car, you pulling off in something nice.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got to maintain that lifestyle. And that's what a lot of these young men don't know how to do, is maintain what they already have before they get in something even more with
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you know what? So when you sit up and see him buying a chick that diamond chain,
He probably, yeah.
he a Coney Island ass nigga, fucking with a Coney Island ass chick. So, you know, they doing some Coney Island ass shit.
Yeah.
So when you walk,
It's something they probably never experienced that or never had it.
imagine
So
I
shit,
tell you, he
they
gonna
want it.
come back and get that down payment back. You know what I'm saying? He'll be back to get that down payment.
Because tomorrow they gonna fall out, so he gonna go get that, or he gonna buy it for the next person.
Yeah, shit, man. And you know, I buy jewelry for my kids. I'm not too quick to buy a woman no jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Jewelry is something that's supposed to last.
Special. Right?
Yeah, if I'm buying jewelry for a woman, she got to get some tattoos on me or something. You got to do something that I know is going to last too. If we break up, you gotta do something that's gonna inconvenience you too. Like that, cause I'll be thinking about that chain. I bought this bitch that goddamn chain.
I
That
had a
chain.
tattoo. I got it covered up too.
Yeah, you see how you had to do something else after I was gone?
Mm-hmm.
So you bought you
Yeah.
some jewelry?
No. No, he ain't buy me no jewelry.
I only bought 2 chains in my whole life, and the two women I bought chains for, that's when I was in the street. They was shooting moves, they was holding this, and all that. So I learned that part from my uncles. You don't just reward a motherfucker all they just lavish shit just because. Like I grew up with these niggas. You want Gucci? Huh? Keep these bricks in your attic. I mean, them the type of people that I grew up under. So I can't see like the other guys out here just, ooh, you look good, baby. I'm gonna spend all this money on you because you look good. No, that ain't what I was. That ain't how I was raised. So I can't move like that.
So let me ask you this, Dre. Do you think it's wise? See, I have a big thing about doing business with women because I know when the police come, first thing they go threaten them with is, "I'll be taking your kids." Mm-hmm. And I ain't never seen a woman choose a man over her kids. I never seen. Mm-hmm. So when they say I'm threatening, everything up in at it. Mm-hmm. She telling off the rip because she ain't finna jeopardize her kids for no man. So where the money at? Oh, I don't know. When they talking about calling new people and taking their kids, the money is in the cereal box. Mm-hmm. They tell everything every single time. So I don't understand why men keep putting faith in these women when it comes to business. No, leave them, use them for what they good for. Well, you know, some women is good for, bookkeeping. Mm-hmm. Some women good for like go check on this. You know what I'm saying? Following up on things. You know what? Ride past and check this out. But when it comes to knowing my business, I don't feel comfortable with women knowing my business because every nigga I ever known that a woman knew their business took a loss.
Well,
they took a loss every time.
I feel like if you dealing with a woman, just say back in the days, the legal lifestyle, you're gonna have her know just enough. Just say like it may be 20, it may be 50,000 around where she can get to it just in case it's emergency. She might need a bond, lawyer, something like that. But if you worth a lot of money, she should know all this money at. You see what I'm saying? If anything, you should have that broke down, okay, 100, 200,000 here and there. Your brothers and them know about this, or they can access it, this house in his name, something, and it gotta be spread out. You don't never have everything in one place, because if they come and take whatever they're going to take, then you're going to take the L. But if the woman know this 20 or this 50,000, this is for emergency use only. If a lawyer need to be paid, bond or whatever, she got access to it. So if something happens, she can only hurt you a little bit. You never tell her everything, one. Secondly, you don't take her or keep her around nowhere where she can be in jeopardy. If she haven't saw nothing, if she's not around anything, she can't know. She don't know anything,
can't speak on
and they
can't
about. Squeeze her. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Man, a person will have a woman in the house with these items, and then when it go left, you gotta expect her to tell everything. Like my last years when I was out on the street, I was out of town in Ohio. If you ask them women, they don't even know my real name down there, and I was down there about 5-6 years. I was I was Sylvester, Hawk, and Chris. Them was my 3 aliases when I was in Ohio them few years. You don't supposed to let a motherfucker know what you moving and how you moving. That way it eliminate the bull crap. You talking about all the L's people took. Motherfuckers, that's where the money at. He get on from a Mexican dude named Julio, And some men feel the need when they sleeping and talking to tell the women all these different things. Who they plug is, what they plug giving them. All that's crazy. Ain't that much sex in the world. Ain't no sex that good for me to be sitting there telling this woman all the type of things that's going to incriminate me and send me to prison for the rest of my life.
And that's how a lot of these niggas get that knock on the door too.
Exactly.
She know all your business. Now you in there sexing her up. Now somebody kicking your door in, robbing your butt, tearing your butt up. And why you think they didn't kill her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they may have slapped her and threw her around a little bit. That's part of the playoff. They fucked you up. Mm-hmm. They just slapped her around. You should take a couple of slaps and make 100,000, 50,000, even 20,000. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you this, Dre. I'm 49 years old. You know what female never let me down? My mama. When I was getting money, my mama knew where my money was at. My mama knew everything. She knew where everything was at. So if something happened to me, she knew what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama never ever told on me.
Mm-hmm.
Police had came and squeezed my mama, but you know what? She don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And she rolled that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know them. My baby mama probably would have rolled on me. Other chicks I dated probably would have rolled on me. But my mama never let me down. So I think when it comes to relationships, dealing with a woman, only relationship that I'll put my faith in is my mama, because she never let me down.
Yeah, I can say the same. My old girl ain't never told on me or put me in no bold situations. But I let her know the bare minimum for the simple fact, she was on drugs and all that. So I couldn't let her know things because she would have probably took it, sold it, used it, whatever. But outside of that, I've never dealt with a woman like that to let them know anything. I've learned, I saw friends wind up getting killed, dying, and women would have all their money and nobody knew what happened to her. I saw an uncle wind up getting killed and he had all these houses in a woman's name and nothing came out of it. You know what I mean? So I learned to keep that separate, keep your life,
Personal life
the
and
personal
business
life
separate.
and business separate. And that's just I saw motherfuckers get indicted, come home to nothing, and the women they was fucking with
Go about their business.
did them wrong. So my thing is, I'm not gonna even put myself in that type of situation. It was a video I saw. If I'm not mistaken, he killed her. It was a guy from Philadelphia. I don't know if y'all remember this. He wound up getting indicted, going to sit down. He left her with a few $100,000. And when he got out the joint, he was on her head. He had a child with her pressing her about this money. That time he was gone, she wound up spending all the money. He kept pressing her, she kept spending. Yeah, I got you. She's working at a beauty salon. And they could walk right up in there and killed her. Oh, a few $100,000. See, but the thing is that she could have said, like, look, Kevin, Mike, whatever your name is, I ain't got it. I fucked it up when you was in the joint. But you kept playing with that man's emotions and feelings, and he wound up killing her. And you know what I mean? He didn't think about this, my baby mama, none of that. When motherfucker done got down bad and out, some people be like, you know what? That's my child's mom. I'm going to let it pass. But then you got some motherfuckers like, dog, they don't give a fuck who you is, and they coming home and they trying to get back to whatever they life, somewhat life that they had, and they willing to kill and do whatever to, you know what I mean? And that's what dog did. Got her out the way.
I'm feeling that. You know what I'm saying? But see, that goes back to what I always say. You know what I'm saying? A woman ain't gonna treat no man the way she want to be treated, because she always feel like, you know what, he'll be all right. Mm-hmm. He'll recover. They always look at you, you know what, well, he got it once, he'll get it again. Yeah. But I wouldn't feel okay with none of that, because I didn't fuck it up. You fucked it up. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna get it again, but it's gonna be off your back. Mm-hmm. You gonna be out there, and it goes back to consequences. If somebody done fucked up 300,000, what? My bad? No.
Because there's people out here can live off 20,000-30,000 a year, and you fucked up.
You gotta do
whatever I had.
I think fear keep people in line.
Absolutely.
Fear keep people from bringing cash to your doorstep. So if I gave a woman $250,000 and she blow my shit, man, it's gonna be a hell of a conversation.
Listen, I'm gonna give you another example. What if that money wasn't his? What if that was his plug money? What if that was somebody else's money?
When you go to jail, debt is erased.
Nah, I don't believe that, because when I thought my last situation, the reason I wind up getting caught up in a situation, I owed somebody $1,000 waiting. I wind up losing $8,000 to get this nigga $1,000. I'm sitting waiting on him. He was out partying and bullshitting. Man, hold on, give me a minute. I waited around and wound up getting caught up in the raid. As soon as I got out, I still had to pay that nigga. As soon as I got out of jail, I still had to pay that nigga $1,000. And I wouldn't even been in that situation if I'd have got the fuck on. So I disagree. Everybody don't believe that nigga you went to jail, the debt has been erased. Everybody don't believe that, boy.
But that situation you saying like somebody going to prison for a minute, right? Or you just saying somebody.
If I gave you something, mm-hmm. and
you end up doing some time off of it.
Yeah. That's right.
And you end up doing some time off of it. It's different from you get caught in a raid and you going to jail.
Well,
and you
he
get right
made
back
a
out.
choice to wait around.
Absolutely.
For him.
You made
So
that
I think
choice.
That's different.
No,
I
wouldn't.
do too.
Listen,
I agree with you.
wouldn't have waited around if dog wasn't adamant about, bro, I'm on the way. Just give me a minute.
I'm still not about to sit. I'm still
gone.
not about to
Listen,
sit in no
man.
spot. You call me when you finish doing what you
Dre,
doing.
It wasn't no spot. It was my mama house.
I give people time slots. You know what? I'll be over there, 3 o'clock. I may wait 10, 15 minutes, tops. But I got to move. I'm not going to be standing around in a location for 15, 20 minutes about some business that don't concern me making no money. I'm gone. So you know what? Now he got to catch up with me.
Yeah, I should.
Now you got to shoot back to the hood.
I would
there.
have saved the case and say 9,000 if I wasn't sitting there. So yeah.
So yeah, that's how I look at it. But like I say, I think men honor relationships. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all us, men honor relationships over women. Women can't even
y'all honor relationships, but y'all cheating half the relationships y'all be in. So how y'all honor
say
relationships?
See, you back on some vagina and penis stuff. I'm talking about relationships. You know what? It's very rare that a woman can be cool with another woman for 20, 30 years. They gonna fall out about something.
I take that back. No, I don't agree. I just went, me and a friend, man, we've been friends since 6th grade.
You might got 1 or 2.
I got 1. We've been friends since 6th grade.
But how many friends have you had in your lifetime?
I don't consider everybody friends.
But I say, how many friends have you had in your lifetime?
Maybe 3.
So your whole life, when you was in elementary school, junior high, high school, and college, you only got 3 friends?
I could say so.
That ain't good.
Yeah.
But that says a lot about you.
Yeah, it do.
In closing, what you got to say, Dre? What's your last words?
My last words is this. A woman gonna always choose finance over a relationship. If she chooses a relationship, this man is gonna be financially stable and it's gonna be something that caters to her. So as a man, I feel like men need to start choosing women like they choose us. If this woman can't add anything to us, we shouldn't choose them. Let them be the fun girls, the party girls. Have our fun with them and send them on their way. You can't fall in love with a woman that's not bringing anything to you. Stability, finances, education, help you build as a man. Just keep it like it is. Have fun with her. Share it with everybody else and keep it pushing.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm going to say it like this. See what this woman want to do. If she's struggling, let her struggle. See how she come out the struggle. See if she even had what it takes to even be successful. And also, not necessarily my last words, but I got a message. I believe a lot of these women should take in consideration when they putting these men on child support. Do you really just rather have the money than your child having a father? Because a lot of times, you're going to choose. You're not going to have it both ways. Don't expect for the next man that come in behind the father to be a father, because that ain't what he signed up for. If he's dating you, he's dating you. You know, the child is there. Yes, he don't have to be mean to the child, but don't think birthdays he could be buying the child stuff or Christmas shopping and all that. That's not his role. He got his own responsibilities. So I think this through when you put the father on child support. Try to be fair. Just because the court's telling you you can get $500-$600 a month, come on. You're going to damage the way he live his life just because you can fuck over him. I don't think that's fair. So I think the women should be a little more considerate when dealing with the men. You have anything to say?
I think both parties should be considerate when dealing with each other. If you can't bring nothing to the table, you shouldn't be with nobody. You should be by yourself. If you don't got nothing, you can't help nobody else get nothing. And don't nobody want somebody with nothing.
Okay. Well, that's the last word from Chrissy today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conversation with OGs. We out.
Peace.